Hello, everybody. We're getting started here soon. Okay, do this.
Hi, chat. Oh, I need to record this. 1, 2, 3, record.
Are you guys getting that?
That is correct.
On our end, yeah.
Mike,
yeah.
Mike, you're muted. Okay.
Sorry, I was eating.
Yeah, no worries. That's understandable. Okay.
I'm eating too. That doesn't stop me for talking with my mouth.
It should.
That's right, I got
Jesus
rid of
Christ.
Play-Doh spaghetti.
Oh, really? Jeez, you love that
Well,
one.
That was a hit.
Well, I think it was an upgrade because I replaced it with.
Boy pussy.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I approve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, let me get the right audio here.
That's some good fisting. Those are great liquid explosions.
You guys hear me? Start cheering now.
I do hear that.
yo, chat, what's your favorite good future? Tell me later.
All right, I think we are. Let me put the right thing here.
You're kind of low, chef.
Okay, thanks. I'll fix that. I really don't know what's turning down my volume, but whatever.
Mike, can you talk a little bit more?
Mike and I can talk a little bit more.
You're good.
All
All
right.
right, test. There we go. There we go.
And
you
Jeff's
go.
good now, too.
Just good.
Properties. Let me.
I can play Battlefield 6 now. God damn it.
That's
Stop
what I want.
inviting me.
Okay. Cool. I am ready, Mike. Are you ready?
That's nice. This part right here used to be like gray and like before everything else, but now this part's getting gray too, so it's finally connecting. It was bothering me for a while.
I'm taking that
It's
as a
good to
yes.
see.
He really just talks sometimes, doesn't
Yeah, I think he's almost always just reading chat instead of listening to us, and I can't judge.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go, okay? God,
5,
jeez,
4,
I'm ready.
3.
You will get gray hairs on your balls.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now. Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I'm a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
We are the last of the Nintendogs.
Woof, 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 woof.
Today, Kirby Air Riders Direct is back and longer than ever. Donkey Kong Bonanza is getting monthly in-game events, and we are playing that Pokemon Legends Z. The kids call it ZA, and I resent it because I'm not a kid. I think that this newer generation does things slightly differently than I did, and I resent that.
Yeah.
But speaking about resent, how's it going, Jeff?
Now we have to do something about him. No, it's going pretty good. I think we're going to get another cat tomorrow. We're going to have 2 cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're a kitten?
It's about the same age as the current cat, so it's still technically a kitten, but it's going to be 6 months old. We might be getting a ragdoll actually. That we were inspired by Dan, and yeah, I'm excited. These are the cats when you pick them up, they just kind of go.
Cat?
Yeah, they when you pick them up, they just kind of go limp, and they're very friendly to humans. So,
Is there a T-pose cat also?
yeah, I mean, basically, I think this is the one where you pick them up right there. They just kind of do that. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Was Grumpy Cat a ragdoll cat? I'm looking at these things. They kind of look like Grumpy Cat.
I don't know.
Grumpy Cat?
Maybe. Oh, of course I remember Grumpy Cat. God, I'm not a Philistine, Mike. Jesus.
What kind of cat was Grumpy Cat? Was a mixed breed domestic short hair cat.
Yeah, it was
okay.
kind of had a lot going on there. Ragdolls are like show cats a little bit. So we got one from the streets, and then we're gonna have a very fancy boy, and it's gonna be like a sitcom, The Odd Couple over here. It's gonna be a good time. Looking forward to it.
Are you gonna let the kids name it, or do you get naming privileges this time?
So the breeder that has it and has named it Brooks, I think it's something like that. Yeah, Brooks, and so we have Cookie, and then we're thinking we're gonna call this one Brookie. So it'd be Cookie and Brookie.
Cookie and Brookie. I see.
Everyone kind of likes the name Brooks already. So
Now, cats aren't like dogs in that they don't like really learn their names
So,
a ton, right?
no,
You could just rename it; it'll be fine.
You're right that they don't learn their name, or that no. Okay, no, you're wrong that they don't learn their name. You're right that it's not like dogs because they learn their name. They just don't care when you say it. It's what apparently the research says. Is like, yeah, I recognize you're asking me to do something, and I just don't give a shit. So that's fun. I mean, so you can still rename it. It's going to have the same effect.
Well, that's exciting though. Getting a new pet. It's been a long time since I got a new pet. I got Penny like 13 years ago. It's an exciting feeling, right?
Yeah. And it's like this cat is so playful that we have that we're like, oh, it should have a friend. Basically, is kind of what we're thinking here. Same reason I had a second kid. It's like, oh, she should probably have a friend.
It's like, I got one of these things. I mean, if I'm making lunch for one of them, I mean, how much harder is it to make a second lunch?
Yeah, the economics of scale essentially is what we got going on there. Absolutely.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy for you. I hope to see some pictures of the cat soon. I really don't hate cats. I just don't really see myself ever owning a cat. I don't think it's gonna happen to
the
me.
exact same way with me and dogs. I do not hate dogs. I just it's not good fit for me in terms of like, oh, I'm enjoying owning a dog.
I'm just more likely to have nothing than a cat.
Right. Yep. I get that.
All right then. Well, it says in big bold letters, or do a little break before the news, please. Thanks, Christian. We just got started. Should I still do a little break? Because I think we're about to do the news.
Please.
All right, we're gonna take a little break.
Okay. We could probably come right back up because we did just get started. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's right. We did talk about doing this. Okay. Fade into black. Mike, I'll count you in. In 5, 4, 3.
And we're back. All right, it was a little break, just like I promised. All right, Jeff, let's get into this. Not a huge news week for Nintendo. We got this. We have a mailbag. We get to. We got super chat.
The news isn't coming, Mike. You just wait. You wait your pretty little head. The news is coming down the pike when Sakurai gets in front of the camera and tells us everything there is to know about everything.
Can we just get on like the traditional Nintendo podcaster bullshit? When's the next Direct? Can we start doing that?
Oh yeah, I mean that's where the money's made. Absolutely.
Actually, I don't think anybody's expecting. We know so many games that are coming out like in relatively soon. We absolutely don't need a Direct right now.
It'll be like February, like normal. Yeah, we'll probably get one then after we get a bunch of games. Yeah.
In the meantime, though, you'll get another Kirby Air Riders Direct. Yeah, they said this was happening, and it's happening. On Thursday, October 23rd at 6 a.m. Pacific. That's 9 a.m. Eastern. An hour long. To be clear, the first one was 47 minutes, which seemed comically long for Kirby Air Riders, a game I'm excited for, but I was like, whoa, that's a lot. Well, this is going to be longer, an hour. Now, Sakurai is a charismatic and entertaining fellow, and he likes talking about video games in deep, meaningful, and sometimes even silly ways. I'm sure he can fill an hour. Are you still surprised that this is going to be an hour long for a game that the whole kind of conceit of it is that it's sort of simple?
I am, of course, I'm confused. I don't get it. How is this possible? How do they have another hour to talk about, like, or another hour's worth of stuff for this game to put in a presentation like this, unless it is literally going over every single aspect of the game, down to like how many variables there are on costumes and stuff like that. I just feel like there's going to be nothing left in actually playing the game. And yet I'm all for this. This is absurd. Let's go for it.
Yeah, just like, because, I mean, last time he talked a lot about this game. We saw a lot about, just like the normal modes. We saw a lot about that bonus mode thing that are city trials, right? That people like a lot. I'm shocked I remember that name. So I'm like, what else do you have to show us for an hour? Are you just going to show us every single character, every single course? I guess they're going to talk a bit about how online play works, I suppose. Sure. I'm like morbidly curious what this means. Once we're watching it, it's going to be like, yeah, it's just kind of a weird slow pace, and he's going into too much detail, and we forgive him for it because he's Sakurai and he's a charming fellow.
Exactly. That'll be the way it probably goes. And that last one, the 47-minute one, was fine. I'm like, oh yeah, that felt like it actually justified itself as far as one of these things can justify itself for Kirby Air Riders. I will be surprised if I feel that way again. But we're going into this with eyes wide open. We are going into this like being recognizing no one needs to sit down and watch this thing, but I'm going to anyhow.
Where's your excitement level at for Kirby Air Riders at the moment?
Like on like a 1 to 5 scale, it's probably like honestly, it's probably like a 2. It's not. I'm not like jumping out of my chair to go play it. Once it gets just a little bit closer and it feels imminent, it'll jump up to a 3 probably. But right now, where it's like, oh, that's still far enough away in this second right now that I can just think about some other games instead. But once I can spend money on it, it'll jump up.
You only get one November Switch 2 exclusive. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, or Kirby Air Riders. Which one you taking?
Kirby Air Riders. Yeah.
I agree.
I don't need another one of those. I mean, I'll play that. I'll play both. But between those two, I'm choosing Kirby Air Riders.
Are you surprised that this is a $70 game?
Yes. I was definitely thinking like this would be the one where it's like, yeah, we could even just charge $50 for this. But like 60 was my ceiling. I mean, that part of me is like, oh, so the $70 price tag also makes it feel like, okay, that's why they're going to keep doing these directs, because they really want to push this thing. They really want to make the argument for it. I don't know who is going to be convinced by these directs that wasn't already convinced to buy this game at $70, but hey, that's their job. I don't give a shit.
I mean, you kind of postulated before, and maybe I tend to agree that maybe this is happening largely because Sakurai wants it to, right? And you got to make Sakurai happy because you need him to make another Smash Brothers at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to the one for you, one for me thing. And I think in the Sakurai's case, he can be like, I did the one for you, and it made you a lot of money, like a lot of money. And it continues to make you a lot of money. I'll come back and I'll do another one for you, but let me do one for me. And they're like, okay, what do you want to do? Kirby Air Riders. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? And here we are. For me, it's like, that's fun. Use your powers for insane things, Sakurai. That's cool.
I am so looking forward to the game. I guess we'll be watching this direct. I'm curious, like how it's like, am I going to be entertained the whole time? Is my mind going to turn to mush? Am I going to just be like mildly engaged? Again, it's like it seems more whimsical in my head. Like halfway through, I expect it to get experimental or something, or like I gotta keep watching it like the guy from Clockwork Orange. Like, look, it's another track. Like, yes, I know it's a power sliding racing game. Yes, Kirby. I bet this game's gonna be very good.
Yep.
People in chat that it's gonna.
People in chat are saying that like Nintendo, or that Sakurai said Nintendo asked him to make this, and I don't really fully believe that. Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like, I don't think it's a lie.
Yes.
But I also don't believe that. Like, why would Nintendo ask him to make a sequel to the GameCube game that a lot of people didn't really like?
Yeah, and it didn't. There's no way it sold great, even relative to GameCube games. I think like what happened is they're like, look, hey, why don't you just like do something else? Like, would you like maybe actually consider coming back and just working on something to like maybe build up your team and try some stuff? Like here, like why don't do a new Kirby Air Riders? Like that's what I feel like maybe happened here. And it wasn't them like, well, you know what we need? It's the Air Rider back. I just don't think that's what Nintendo was saying to him.
Right. And again, I know like, yeah, like, you know, he's talked about, as I said, I'm talking about the general manager. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's truth to that.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's, but also I just don't think he was, kicking and screaming, having to make an Air Riders game. I'm glad it's happening, for sure, and I'll pay $70 for it, which I have to do now. I don't, man. I was all those jokes about Nintendo jail, Jeff. I used to at least get game codes when I was at GameSpeed. I get nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
they were the day of.
They occasionally give us games day of, so I don't know, whatever. I mean, you could still ask.
Yeah, we'd have to find that contact again. How are you kind of feeling about the Switch 2's lineup this year now? We've gone through most of it. We know we've got Pokemon Legends now, and then that's flowing. We have a very good cadence starting with Legends, of that going into Age of Imprisonment, going into Kirby, going into Metroid. There was like a little bit of a break between Pokemon and Donkey Kong, but then they kind of lucked out and perfectly had Silksong and Hades 2 fill up that slot in the middle there. So I think when you kind of count those two games, it's been a pretty good launch year. Of course, it's not 2017 Switch 1, never was going to be, never could be, but all things considered, I think it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm like pretty happy with it. I know that I've enjoyed using my Switch 2. A big part of it is like those pillar Nintendo first party games. Like obviously I need them to come out so I can play those games. But a big part of it is just like make me feel good about using the Switch 2. So like, man, when I get done with those and then all of a sudden there's Hades 2 sitting there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just get that on the Switch 2 and continue playing it there. And that's been a lot of this first year. And now you're right. I think the run up to the end of this year is pretty good. This Pokemon game, I'm enjoying quite a bit. That's going to go a long way for me. And then, we'll see what Air Riders does. We'll see if I spend any time with the Muso Zelda game, the third Muso Zelda. But it's like, yeah, at least at the very least, that'll be running better on a Switch 2, and maybe I'll be curious just for that. And then, spring of next year, we get a new Tomodachi Life, which, by the way, my kids are back on that 3DS one again. They just were like, they remembered it existed and asked me to get the 3DS so they could play it. And that's all they've been playing for this past week, which is great. It's like, oh, yeah, so we're all looking forward to that in this house. And Rhythm Heaven is coming. And these are Switch 1 games as well, but that doesn't matter. I consider them Switch 2 games because that's where I'll be playing them. So it's like, yeah, I'm feeling good about the current cadence, and I'm feeling decent about next year with the expectation that we will get a February, March Direct that really sets up next year with some really exciting stuff. But there's plenty of reasons to assume that Nintendo will be ready to have cool stuff, like big games for the middle of next year, going into the second half of next year. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. It's not mind-blowing. It's not 2017. But taking that out as the outlier, I think it's a really solid launch overall.
On the third party front, though, Persona 3 Reload reviews for Switch 2 actually did drop today, and that's a game that, on like the PlayStation 5 version's an average of 87. The Switch 2 version, based off of 22 reviews so far, is a 79, and it is lower because frame rate issues, some stuttering issues. Things like that. Is that disappointing to you or not super surprising?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I think that we have enough evidence that shows if studios put in the work, they can get the Switch 2, and it doesn't even seem like a ton of work, put in some work, they can get the Switch 2 version of their games into more than an acceptable state and sometimes into a surprisingly good state. So this feels like Sega and Atlas dropping the ball on a game that should be running perfectly on Switch 2.
And it seems like that's an important one to really make sure you get right, because that's a game that you could have been selling throughout the life cycle of this console. And honestly, you think the groundwork there would help with a Metaphor Fantasio port, and then the upcoming Persona 4 port and Persona 5. So yeah, I kind of I don't want to see Persona 3 Reload struggling on there. Not that it's, some super simple game. It's, it's modern in a lot of ways, but come on, that thing looked pretty good on my, I think, a normal ROG Ally. So I want that running better on the Switch 2.
Yeah, then that right there should tell you it should run great on the Switch 2. Hopefully there's updates coming. But yeah, that thing was running fine on the Steam Deck, I think, for the most part. And if that's the case, it just seems like something was lost when they did the port and they weren't able to fix it in time, and they didn't want to miss their release date, which I get, but that's a game that just needs to run without any issues on a Switch 2.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be getting monthly in-game events. This is from my Nintendo news. Starting October 28th, Donkey Kong Bonanza will feature monthly in-game events on Switch 2. Players who own the paid DLC Donkey Kong Island plus Emerald Rush and have finished the main game story can participate in limited time events to earn exclusive in-game statues. During each period, players can tackle a special Emerald Rush challenge that shakes up the usual formula by setting some fixed conditions, such as the Emerald perks that you can obtain from fossils and Bonandium gems when selecting an blah blah blah. I liked Donkey Kong Bonanza a lot. I don't know if I have any interest in monthly in-game events. If I was going to go back to this game, even over getting the DLC, I think I'd rather just kind of run around, get a few more of the Bonandium gems that I haven't gotten yet. As somebody who did most of the stuff in the game, I just don't know if this is the kind of thing that I want in terms of more content.
Yeah, this is the the Emerald thing is their very very light roguelite mode. And so I guess what they're saying is the events will have something where it's like it's fixed, and so everyone will get the same upgrades or the same options for upgrades, and then people can compare themselves to others. And I if that had a critical mass of like a ton of people playing and was kind of like, oh, okay, this feels alive, I might have some interest, but I think this is an interesting experiment, like an idea of like separate from Nintendo holding back other kinds of content or holding back single player content as a way to like flesh out these games for a longer period of time after their release. This feels better than that. It also feels like it's not fully on the mark of delivering on the dream of playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. So I hope they don't like give up on this concept, because I think there's something to it. But maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza also maybe is not the best fit for it. So I don't know.
Yeah, their efforts in general, like I love Nintendo 3D platformers so much, but a lot of times the efforts to do DLC doesn't do much for me. Even Odyssey, when they like brought in the Luigi balloon mode thing, I was like, oh, what is this? I don't know. And just more costumes. Oddly enough, the best has been Kirby, which has got, those remix levels, practically new levels with Forgotten Land. That was the best they did. But yeah, for Donkey Kong, I don't know. I don't really. Are you surprised just how much DLC we've been getting lately? And also, why does Bonanza have DLC before Mario Kart World?
Yeah, I don't know. And Mario Kart World doesn't even have like some of the costumes that people thought it would get for DK and Pauline, if that would tie into Bonanza. So yeah, it's weird. It's strange. Obviously, World is such a good fit for that. Good fit for that stuff. Maybe there's maybe that's something they drop closer to Christmas as something as a reason for people to get excited about that game again. I don't know. But Bonanza definitely feels like this DLC and this this addition to the game feels like it is made with the that sort of budget that they had in mind previously of holding back content so that they could keep people excited about their game. Something that happened a lot with the Mario sports games. And yeah, I don't know. It definitely doesn't feel like it's hitting the mark to me.
All right, that's it for our news topics. I want to take another quick break here. We'll come back. We'll look at the super chats.
All right, we have faded to black. There we go. All right, so let's see here.
All right, you got those super chats?
Yeah, I'm bringing them up now. There we go. Oh yeah, I did have them. There they are. Okay, I'm ready. I can bring us back in. Well, count us back in, I should say. Fading to black. In 5, 4, 3.
All right, we're back. I just see Zach in chat say no mention of the NSO drop, and I'm like, what NSO drop? I'm gonna go look.
It always
now.
happens like right when we're starting the show, everybody. So sometimes we do actually miss it.
Yeah, I'm excited now. I'm gonna see.
Must be.
This is the only time I have to open up Twitter anymore. Actually,
I bet it's nothing super recognizable, or else chat would have mentioned something earlier.
Well, it's just it's kind of neat. It's not maybe all that shocking, but Luigi's Mansion coming to GameCube.
Well, that's
Classics
fantastic.
On October 30th. Yeah,
perfect.
That's neat. It's been a long time since I played. It's been a long time since I played Luigi's Mansion 1. I don't think I really played it since the launch of the GameCube. In fact, earlier than that, because I imported it.
That's
so
right.
I played it before it came out. And I like everyone else in the world, I did not check out the 3DS version that they made. Remember, that was a thing that happened? Yeah. So, Luigi's Mansion. Okay, I'll check that out. Oh, coming in Nintendo Music as well, sure. I wonder, I have not checked out the emulation stuff for a bit. I've never heard anything about some of the issues I had with the kind of sensitivity and the input lag being
to
better.
Other stuff, but not necessarily to that. Nintendo usually gets around to fixing these things, but doesn't always happen right away.
Luigi's Mansion 1's a fun game. It's a relatively quick playthrough, but it's a good time. Luigi's Mansion 3 is much better.
Oh, yeah.
Part of me is like, why wouldn't I just play that? There's some charm in that game. It was like such a weird thing at the time. Everyone was shocked that we were getting that instead of a 3D Mario game at the launch of the GameCube. But hey, I'll take it.
The thing I most remember of Luigi's Mansion is it was at one of the Awesome Games Done Quick, and they got to the credits, and everyone had like a pre-prepared like dance that they were doing, and the whole crowd was into it. It was very exciting. So I might try to recreate that with my children or something, make them dance with me.
That sounds good. Would you like to read the super chats?
Yeah, I got them right here. Let's start here with Big Fresh 37, who says, since the combat is action, there's a chance Dan might not hate this Pokemon. Make him stream some for Delight Club or Extra Life or something. Yeah, I think there's a chance he wouldn't hate it, but I don't know if he would love it.
He's just, I don't think he's going to, even though by Pokemon standards it's not the talkiest intro in the world, he just won't get through it.
Yeah, but I guess you can't skip it so like super fast, but like you're not gonna miss much if you skip this stuff either. Like you're gonna know.
No, you're not. Yeah. But it's gonna be a lot of it, and it's a lot of like fresh-faced young people / kids, and he doesn't like that.
That's
True.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think at this point, Pokemon has been something that he is very comfortable ignoring, and he's happier that way. I don't think he's ready to flip.
Too. Yeah.
I don't think he's ready to flip a switch to be like, I'm ready to give Pokemon a chance. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's whatever. It's fine.
Lex Luddy says, been a really tough few days in the Luddy house. Sorry to hear that, Lexi. But great GB content has kept me sane. Also, what is your favorite video game research rabbit hole? I don't know. I go down all kinds of stuff all the time. I still like what I try to do is when I see a weird game, I try to see what other games people who made that game worked on, and I'll kind of do that for just about everything at this point.
I feel like almost every time I like think about Metal Gear again, I'm like, what was the deal? What was Big Boss's plan? So then I'll open up some Wikipedia page of that, and then at least another thing, and I just fall into Metal Gear lore dumps, which are very interesting, but also frustrating because you're looking for answers that a lot of times aren't really there because there's just a lot of contradictions because there's a plan, but there's not really a plan. The big one is always like, so what did the boss want? What did the big boss think that the boss wanted? And there's all sorts of problems and mistakes. And then, of course, there's Ocelot. And like, so he was a quadruple agent? Can anyone explain that one for me? And people try to. And I'm like, okay, I guess. So, yeah, it's both fun and kind of frustrating to fall into that lore rabbit hole.
And again, sorry to hear that, Lexi. Hope you can hang in there, and we got your back. L. Grug says, who we making wander off into oncoming traffic in a funny costume this bombathon? And what are you guys putting on Bacalar's 8 Christmas trees? Oh, that's a good idea. We should bring him some ornaments or something. You joke, but we definitely have an idea similar to me wandering off into traffic.
Stop we. It's just you and Dan. Dan always, every time Dan's like, here's an idea that is dangerous for Jeff.
Idea.
And Jeff's like, this is fun. I like it.
This was my idea from the beginning. And I appreciate Dan for having my back on this dumb idea.
I still just love watching you wander into traffic, not being able to see. And every time I'm like, that's so dangerous. You're like, it's not that dangerous. I'm like, seems pretty dangerous.
I could see fine. It seems like I couldn't see, but like it's very transparent inside your Gizmo costumes. Everybody, don't worry.
Well, for somebody who could see, you sure did wander into oncoming traffic pretty willingly.
In the road, though, I was next to it. I remember. I was fine.
Somebody give me the video. Somebody give me the video.
In Brooklyn, where there are no cabs.
Oh my god.
Let's see here. Yeah. From Adam Steen. Just finished the documentary Who Killed the Montreal Expos. Definitely recommend it. Oh, I could go for a baseball documentary right now. I'm still in baseball mood despite my team not being in the World Series. Surprisingly.
Oh, fuck baseball.
That
would be fun. What were they called? The Expos? What are they? What's an Ex?
It's got to be a French thing, right? So like some reference to a French word because that's what all their teams in Montreal are. Because the Montreal Canadiens is the French version of that.
Right.
And they're called the Habs, which is French for les habitants, the habitants of French Canada. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a reference to the World's Fair in Montreal, I think. That makes sense.
That makes sense, but it's just like, I know what an expo is. It's just weird to name your baseball team that.
Yeah, but the World's Fair was like so important back then, right?
They were that's very tied to Disney lore. I know about World's Fair.
That could be your whole identity back then.
Yeah, sure could be.
Connell Wood says, what's with the rise of the anti-Nintendo YouTubers over the past month, like Nintendine? You could just say Nintendo hates you and get 1.5 million views. People are frustrated by the high price still of the system, and despite like looking around, being like everyone was complaining about the prices, and everyone's still buying it. Well, no, not everyone is. There's still going to be millions of people who bought a Switch 1 who are like not feeling they're part of the party because they're just not going to spend that much money out of the gate on a new system, and they're still going to feel kind of like, hey, I thought we were all mad at this company. And so anyone that's going to cater to that is going to do well because people have legitimate problems with the price increases that have been happening everywhere, and kind of like being like Nintendo is leading the charge on like game prices being $80. So yeah, I think this is something that this is on Nintendo to navigate this, to make people feel like they're getting their money's worth. And I think that they are doing a decent job because they are selling a lot of these things. But they have to keep in mind that there is a fomenting sort of anger out there that they are going to have to deal with slowly and assuredly. And we'll see how they're able to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm in my own little bubble here. I had no idea that this was really a thing. You definitely see it if it's about pricing and some of the other shady stuff Nintendo does in terms of going after smaller creators and whatnot. If you're complaining about their game output right now, I guess I don't know how much of a leg you have to stand on, I suppose. But
yeah, but if your whole thing is Nintendo hates you, that's going to find purchase for sure. Nard says, Jeff, this is the run is still up. Hit the button. Yeah, I left it up on YouTube for a little bit, but Chuck got it. I did forget about the Twitch version, but that's down now as well. So it was just a practice.
How'd that run go?
Look, you failed us, and you failed us.
Oh, it's my fault.
Yeah, so we were trying to do the lesson from the person, but apparently it doesn't work in co-op mode. So me and Dan said we're going to go on our own and actually do that training because there's more defensive moves than even that. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. I did get the hang of the Clash though, and was doing some pretty clutch moves there when Dan was down that one time, and it felt awesome. So yeah, I'm glad we got that advice. All right, let's see here from Gprox 9189. What up, my dogs? First time, long time. Love all that you do. Keep on rocking, baby. Thank you.
Thank you. I will do that. I will keep on rocking.
John Martin, how's it going, John? Says Luigi's Mansion in GameCube is a game that I can beat in a single sitting anytime at all. What is your favorite game you can do that in? And it says in parentheses, not NES. Well, fuck you then.
Shit. I was going to say Mega Man 3.
I was going to say like Legend of Zelda because I do that in one sitting these days. Or
Streets of Rage 2.
Super Mario Brothers. I do that too. Streets of Rage 2 is a good one, actually. That's
yeah, Streets of Rage 2 is a one-sitting game.
That probably honestly is my answer as well, because every time my sister-in-law comes in town, me and Steph and her play that and play through it, and we always have a really good time.
Or Streets of Rage 4, honestly. Same thing, honestly. Yeah.
There's probably something on N64. Like Blast Core these days is one that I could probably beat in one sitting if I did that, and I would like that a lot. Okay, let's see here. Postman Dan, did you know there were official Sega Saturn-shaped watches? I found out today. What system do you want as a watch? Also, what will it take to get N64 Goemon playthrough on Bombathon? That's probably not... A playthrough is probably not going to happen on the Bombathon, but I can make Goemon happen in other ways. I've always meant to really play through Goemon. And I also want to do a thing where we play through very Japanese games or Japan only games on Giant Bomb. It's just God, we don't have any time, but I would like to do a foreign exchange student show where it's hey, here's a fan translation of a game that never came out here, and we could play through that.
Sure.
That'd be a good time.
Boy, I'm looking at these watches and they look sweet.
Really?
God, yeah, honestly, something about the Saturn does just that's a good watch.
Yeah.
It's a good console to become
kind of like the Jaguar is a very good dental hygiene tool, right?
Yes, yeah, you get it. So, yeah, I mean, the Dreamcast would also look good. GameCube is, as much as I love it, probably too much of a cube to be a comfortable watch. It's got to be a bit flatter. PS1 would be a good watch.
PS1 would be cool. Yeah, it's even got the circle area where the actual clock face, the watch face could sit. That'd be neat. It has to be kind of rounder, right? And Saturn's got a little bit of that going. I guess it's not perfectly round or anything.
Not really. I mean, it's pretty square.
Yeah.
I guess the edges are. I'm looking at saying. I actually don't even know if it is. I think if you wear it like a watch, I don't know if it tells you the time or anything like that. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's keep going here. From Chrono Rig. Hey, dogs, did you guys see the whole Miyamoto quote mistake this weekend? I feel like the bigger outlets using AI should do more research before publishing. Yeah, I saw some of it. Basically, by the time I got around to paying attention to it, everyone was taking it down because it was like grossly misquoted, and also from like October of last year, when he was talking about the museum. I didn't get like the full. I guess he said something like movies are forever and games aren't, and that made people mad. And then it was like, oh well, this is a grossly mistranslated.
Oh,
thing.
this is because they're talking about them going into more movies. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what did he actually say? If anyone in chat like wants to like
I
summarize it
have the
for.
quote here.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the.
Is it this thing? Ultimately, what people remember are the IPs. Games become obsolete when new versions come out, but that's incredibly sad. We started video production partly because of that sadness, seeing our creations become playable only on the virtual console, even making them playable in museum has its limits, but video content can endure forever. I assume this is the thing that people are saying is a mistranslation or a misquote, and it's the thing that everyone got real mad about.
I got this one. I was there, Gandalf. I was there when this was all going down. The problem was that a certain person, I don't want to name names because I don't want to start something, but a certain fan account just posted the quote with zero context of him talking about like the museum and stuff and saying, hey, we want to sort of make the IP live forever. And that person put in the context of, this is why they're doing more movies than games. And that started a conversation that was not what was intended there.
Right. Okay. So the idea was like just in the museum context.
Like he's talking in the greater context of like, this is why we're doing more multimedia things than just games. But it was presented as, this is why they're doubling down on movies instead of games, which was not what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
And also, they're not doing that instead of games. They've released one movie and many more games since then. So, yeah, it's a silly thing to be upset about.
From Chris Quinton, Grubb, check out the anime Night of the Living Cat. It's a super cute parody of Night of the Living Dead, but with cats instead of zombies. It's great. Is it like cute enough for my kids to watch because they love cats? That sounds fantastic. I'll give it a shot. Antonio Morales says, definitely Mike's fault. He hurt you all by helping. It's his MO. That right there. I should go on his gravestone.
Yeah. Again, when I explained the mechanics to you, I didn't think you would just immediately try it out ad nauseum and lose half of your HP by missing it most of the time.
Yeah, that's fair, but you probably should have. You probably should have considered that was going to happen.
Yeah,
I got the hang of it, and it was fun. It was fun. I'm glad we went through it the hard way. Whatever. Sometimes that's what is required to learn.
It is weird that they don't let you do the normal training as soon as you're in co-op mode. But whatever.
Yeah, I think it's probably something they should address because it's like some people are going to play this exclusively co-op. It's a co-op game, and that's how some people view it. So yeah. John Bogovich says, Jeff, do the duders not know about the garlic cheese dip? Is this a Jet thing? Because I don't know if I know about the garlic cheese dip.
Yeah, I want to know because I think two of my favorite words in food are garlic and cheese. So
hey, dip's not far behind either. I like a good dip.
Dip's pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like a good dip. I like to dip things. Even you know what? Sandwiches. Stop putting your sauce in the sandwich. Just dip your
let me do a little
in
French dip.
Sauce.
I'm so sure.
That's why you cut your sandwich diagonally because there's more edges for the dipping.
Right, yeah. This is how they do it in Gay Old Paris. Let me just get in there with that.
Gay Old Paris.
Yeah, the French dip.
That's what they're always calling it.
I will investigate the garlic cheese dip. I kind of can't do cheese dips too much these days, so that's probably why I have not investigated this personally. Okay, Mike, that does it for the Super Chats for now.
All right, then let's take another quick break. We'll be back. We've got a mailbag to get to, so see you all in a moment, everybody.
All right, we are on break. Mike, do you have to take care of anything? Are you good?
No, we can just go.
All right.
I looked up the trailer for Night of the Living Cat. I don't think it's for kids.
Okay.
It's not bad, but I see scenes of like people getting eaten by the cat.
Okay. Well, they might like that.
It seems fine, but I don't think for like your kids that so little, you know.
Yep, totally. And they're kind of like insulated from that stuff mostly. All right, fade into black. I'll count you in. Back in 5, 4, 3.
It did just occur to me. Yeah, now all 3 Luigi's Mansions are playable on a Switch 2 or Switch. Right. The GameCube games
That's
are not on
right.
Switch 1, right? That's only. Is that
no,
only Switch
the
2?
GameCube games are Switch 2 only. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Switch 2, all the Luigi Mansions, which yeah, you can play. It's fine. 2 is the one I find the most. Even though 2 is definitely better than 1, I find 2 the least interesting. Like I'll play 1 for nostalgia. I'll play 3 because it's the new one. It's the best, and then 2 exists.
So you think 2 is better than the original Luigi's Mansion? Is that what you said?
Gameplay wise, I mean,
Okay.
2 mechanically is similar to 3 in a lot of ways. I mean, it was next level, right? It just kind of doesn't have as much of the juice. It doesn't have the sauce.
So like, what was the deal with the port that everyone seemed to hate on Switch with Dark Moon?
I don't know if people hated that. I don't know if the port itself had any problems or everybody just moved on from Luigi Mansion 2 because 3 is so much better.
Yeah.
I do respect the fact that they got rid of the dumb subtitle and just like, nah, it's 2 now.
Yeah, I mean,
I respect that greatly.
yeah, it's smart, right? Because everyone's saying with Dark Moon, it's like, no, we have 3. Just tell us what this one is. Oh, it's 2. Yeah, okay. Oh, TurboShun says, I think they just hated that it was a 3DS port for $60. That sounds
Sure.
right. That sounds like, especially right in that moment, people probably weren't feeling that. All right, fair enough.
All right, Jeff, your dog attack a mailman. All right, it's enough of that. Chris 2K says, hey, dogs. After searching for a while, I'm finally starting a new job this week. Now I have an influx of disposable income again. I finally joined the Giant Bomb Premium subscription as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy to support you guys, what you do here at GameS and also over there at Bomba Gigante with the other doofuses and Bacalar. I'm super Pokemon pilled right now, so quick, if you could wish one Pokemon to existence to be your partner Pokemon, which one would it be? Love ya, Onyx. Yes, that's a penis joke. Is there like a I mean, some of the Pokemon are just straight up magic. Like if Arceus is my Pokemon, can he just like
Bring
grant
back
me
your
long life?
dead loved ones? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, right. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, like or Mew. Is Mew gonna be able to like, I don't know, gift me eternal bliss?
I want one that will like get me out of social functions. People are like, we could invite Jeff to that party, but he's gonna bring Jinx.
He's gonna bring grubbage. You're gonna bring the trash bag.
He's
that
gonna bring
stinks.
Mr. Mime, and that just throws off the vibes so bad. And I'm like, look, he's my partner. It's just I need him here. I'm sorry.
There was a side quest in Legends EA where like there's too much grubbishes hanging out by a restaurant. Like, you gotta get these things to a trash can. They're stinking up the joint. Because it's Pokemon, they're still so nice about it. Like we love grubbish. Grubbish is just great. They have a place in this world. We love that they look and smell like trash. But can you please take them over there?
Mike, it's hilarious they keep calling it grubbish, but I am sorry, it's trubbish.
Well, I get confused.
It just sounded right though.
I can't
Something
imagine
about
why
it.
you would think that. Is
My
right,
mistake.
Oh man.
And chat, stop naming the Pokemon you want to have sex with. Enough.
Never.
All right, then. Next up is from Tuber. If Nintendo set a Pokemon game in Ohio, what types of pocket monsters would you like to see? I know I disown Skyline Chili, but a Skyline Chili themed Pokemon.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you call him Five Way.
A Brutus Buckeye. Clearly,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
him.
Slider from the Cleveland Guardians. Karen, just a mom.
Right. Okay.
Yells,
Yes.
wants to see the manager.
Right. A mommy blogger cultist, which is apparently a huge thing in southeastern Ohio. Mike, I'm learning a lot about right now. I'm reading some articles about that. So yeah, we can get one of those.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah. And then just a bunch of road signs about highway billboards about anti-abortion stuff. That's
and Minty.
yeah. He'll make you pay on the Pokemon battlefield.
I like it. Kiork said, man, a lot of Pokemon questions. Kiork says, what Pokemon would make the best meet and greet / puppet, and what one would make the coolest animatronic? If you could do it, actually, like a full-size Onix animatronic, and I want an Onix the size that he was in the Pokemon anime the first time Ash fought Brock, and they literally just made him like Super Godzilla size, and it was ridiculous. And Pikachu, who does electric attacks that Onix is resistant to, just won that battle anyways, I guess because of heart or something.
Which is not a stat. which is not something that's on the back of that card.
It's bullshit. I want to see an Onyx of that size in there as an animatronic. Meet a great puppet. I mean, have you ever met the Pikachus or the Eevees that they had everywhere for the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee thing? They had them at Seattle when we were there. You saw these, Jeff.
Did I?
They're at the Nintendo thing. They are super. They're like almost inflatable, so they're very jiggly and they bounce a lot. They're already
you
great.
mean the one that like the free roaming Pikachu thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I remember that. Then yeah, I thought a meet and greet / puppet meant like. I guess I don't know what it meant. I was imagining another animatronic.
When you say
thing.
meet and greet to me, I'm gonna think of like costume characters in Disney World. That's
probably what they mean. Yes. So yeah, that Pikachu was a lot of fun. That was good. Like especially because it was so inflated, it had to like sidle through so many aspects of the convention floor, and that looked really stupid, and I loved it.
Chat's reminding me that in the Pokemon anime, Pikachu and Ash fucking cheated because Ash had Pikachu aim for the sprinkler system, which then coated Onyx in water, which he is weak to. That I guess electrifying the water was real bad for him or something. Wow. What a bunch of bullshit.
They should investigate him and take away his Pokemon Master ship that he actually ended up winning.
Yeah, at the very end there.
Some King of the Kong documentary for Ash.
Yeah, we're gonna expose this fucker.
Nintendogs says, I'm absolutely loving Pokemon Legends EA. Barely hope this isn't the combat system going forward. Why are people seemingly so against turn-based combat in Pokemon? And the same people are asking for more turn-based combat in nearly every other RPG franchise. There's something I'm just not understanding here. I think Pokemon's just been around for so long that seeing any kind of meaningful change is very exciting. I agree that I don't necessarily need this combat to be the standard for the main franchise. I'd like it to be the thing for Legends going forward there for sure.
Yeah, I am not against turn-based in Pokemon. I just want them to like this combat system like addresses some of the problems I have with the Pokemon combat system, and I hope that they recognize that this was successful and be like, okay, well, let's use this as an impetus to shift things up with the original turn-based combat system. I want them to keep the turn-based combat system, but I want them to add some zhuzh to it to spruce it up and make it feel more modern.
Right. And like, of course this is faster, but it's also a lot faster. Like it doesn't have to do the thing where it's like, Pikachu is confused. Pikachu tries to use Thunderbolt. Pikachu hurt itself in its attack and its confusion. Pikachu takes 26 damage. It just all happens now.
Yep.
And you could just do some work to make that less painful in a turn-based format as well, but doing it this way just immediately solves a lot of those problems.
Yep.
This is Expedition 33, fuck it. Like, make me time the fucking Electrify when the Pikachu's on the air or some shit like that. Come on. You should steal it. It's so good.
Yeah, put parrying in Pokemon, you fucking cowards.
My god, yes! Oh, you're talking about
Bikes and Bruce says, is Pokemon ZA an okay plane to start as your first Pokemon? I'm going to use a voucher on Metroid and looking for a second game. Yeah. Yep. I think it's absolutely fine. I mean, that's something that they've always been good about, is that they're prepared for every Pokemon game to be your first Pokemon game. It's one reason why Pokemon has succeeded in being popular with kids forever, every new generation. I don't mean that generation of Pokemon, I mean generation of humans. It's just they keep just presenting these games like it's your first one. This, like, the Legends game's a little bit more than the main line. There's like a little bit more like, hey, like, we're not going to totally talk down to you and explain every little thing. But you are playing
as a person who's never collected a Pokemon before. You are still starting their journey with them.
Right, yeah. They're still going to explain how to catch Pokemon. They're still going to explain things like, type weaknesses and all the mechanics. So yeah, it's a completely fine place to start.
Christian says, does the city look like ass in Switch 2 as it does on Switch 1? And yes, but that is not the game's visual problem. The game's visual problem is it doesn't have any ambient occlusion. So every time a 3D object interacts with any other object, it just looks like it's skating along the surface. Yeah. They don't look like they're standing on anything. They keep focusing on these fist bumps, and it just looks like the fists exist on different planes of reality. And they keep doing it. I'm like, you guys got to at least know your strengths. Why are you cut away
also,
from the fist bump?
They kind of don't use normal mappings on the buildings. I saw it like
no, they don't. It's just flat.
Everything is like a sticker.
But again, it's hardly the game's visual problem. Whatever. Don't look at the background. Who gives a shit?
Miracle says, given how Pokemon being a very celebrating worldwide franchise among young and old alike, it's very, very, very baffling to hear things like budget cuts for things like voice acting and literal big release on a big Nintendo console. Sure, JRPGs and whatnot have done without it, but given how a lot of kids love the series and sometimes reading being a new thing for most, I find this particular omission beyond puzzling. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't know if they cut voice acting because it's a budget cut. I think that they're maybe budget conscious about it. Yeah, the only time it bothered me was in the very opening where it's like a little weird for a bit there, but when I'm in the game and it's just dialogue bubbles, I don't know. I'm okay with it. I think that
speaks to the hybrid solution of, for your intro, for some of these big cutscenes, do voices, and then when you are going from moment to moment and there's just like a text box here or there, people can just read that and that would be fine.
Right. And that's what Zelda's doing now, right? And that's a franchise we never thought would have it.
That's right, yeah.
I also don't. Part of me is like, those kids can learn how to read, actually.
Yeah, Pokemon's taught a lot of kids how to read, so yeah.
Matt says, do you think we'll get a Steam Deck Lite at some point? I'd love something slimmer than what we have now.
Maybe. Probably not on like the next iteration, but that might be something that they consider down the line.
Tommy Pencil says, what are some good weekly topics you can ask the community so I can post Leisure Suit Larry Wet Dreams Dry twice again? Yeah, best video game titles that evoke semen.
It won't even make the top 4.
Always Be Cooling says, hey, doggos, how much should we donate to have Dan go into a room, listen to Mike tell the entire brisket joke? Can also have another tier to tell the brisket version. I mean, look, this is what people, we took the criticism to heart about the leash lounge, just sending people away to a room where they can't see is necessarily entertaining. So I think we have to be consistent here with that. My brain is so bad, Jeff, because like 1,000 people love the brisket joke bit and go along with it, and like 2 people were mean about it, and all I can think about is if I tell this again, everyone's gonna hate me.
Yeah, no,
that's all I can fixate on.
That's how everyone's brain works. It's the criticism's always way louder.
One of those people, me.
Yeah,
one that was Christian.
Those are people, me. I will beat you up in person if you tell that joke.
I'll bring some sort of like weapon, nothing lethal, Mike, but I'll hurt you if you do the joke. So yeah.
Always Be Clothing says, hey, doggos, that's the one I just read. The other one is Screaming Madden. Hello, Nintendogs. I got a loaded question. What is the Mount Rushmore of Nintendogs or dogs in video games? Surely the less than Nintendogs would know this. Yeah, it's it's that dog from Resident Evil 4. I think we've done this before. Is
that a Nintendo game? Obviously, it's on Nintendo, so we can count it, but it does say Nintendo games.
That was a GameCube exclusive at first.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, it's that dog has to make it. Then I guess you got to do Poochie, right? From Yoshi's Island.
I think so. Yeah, and then the dad from the baseball game that I like,
Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. The dog.
Yeah. With that dog like thing in Pikmin 4. As much as I love Pikmin 4, do we like him?
I mean,
I like him mechanically.
I didn't like that he only had 2 legs and no nose, right? I think a big part of being a dog is having that big wet nose, and he didn't have that.
Oh,
KK
Slider.
Yep.
Easy. There you go.
There it is. Okay. Oh, the duck hunt dog.
Oh, shit. All right. I guess, it's that dog doesn't count. Hey, it's that dog. Sorry.
Fucker.
We're doing just Nintendo. The Colonel and Star Fox can kind of get fucked.
I don't need his ass. I got a fox. What do I need a dog for?
Yeah. You're like, yeah, good luck, Star Fox. Why don't you go do something? Why are you always wishing good luck?
Right. Actually commit.
Yeah. Next up here is from James Pies with the news that Quantic Dream is entering the hero shooter realm and rumors that the next Halo will try to be like Fortnite. Could you imagine Nintendo entering the live service space with its own existing IP? Or Splatoon enough to scratch that itch for now? I could see them making Star Fox work. I would never say never. I mean, they're always late to things. Like the idea of them even having a team-based shooter seemed ridiculous, and now they have a team-based shooter franchise. So they could do things like, make their own battle royale game of some kind. I imagine Splatoon satisfies the itch for now. But, they are trying things. We do still have that MMO-like
playtest
thing.
Yeah.
right? Which we still don't know what the final shape that's going to take, but they've been working on that for a while. So yeah,
Right,
they
they'll
could
do that
something
first.
here.
They'll do that. Look at the playtest out there first, which does have some like live aspects to it. Certainly, it's really weird, but it's weird in a good way for the most part. So they'll do that first, and then maybe a few years after that, they'll show up with a hero shooter or something.
Jim says, "Hey, dogs! I'm surprised by the lack of Xbox games on Switch 2 still. Double Fine's Keeper would seem an ideal fit. Is this just a dev kit issue or something more?"
I bet it's a dev kit issue. I bet that Nintendo did not hand over early dev kits to anyone under Xbox, especially when the rumors of Xbox's handheld, like the one that they were going to make themselves, was still happening around the time that Nintendo would have been deciding to do that. So, yeah, that stuff will probably start showing up soon.
Blaze of Noah says, "Mike, you need to fulfill your destiny and come out to the 2027 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach. I'll be there, and who knows, maybe your homeboy Craig Stadler might be as well." I'll tell you what, after I fell into a Pebble Beach rabbit hole, and I immediately bought into the idea that there's some kind of almost supernatural majesty to Pebble Beach. So I would love to go to the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach in 2027. That sounds like an amazing time. How far is Pebble Beach from Disneyland? It's Pebble
So I think
Beach.
that's the only way he can
Right,
justify.
it's his
traveling.
hub, right? He can't he has to
Yeah.
go back to home
Oh,
base
it's
first.
pretty far away. It's more on the San Francisco side of the country there, or state. That's okay. I'll go to the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco.
There you go. Yeah, and go to
There you
the
go.
Lucasfilm restaurant or whatever that Steph ate at and she really liked.
Yeah,
Listen to some
actually,
cheese.
man, it's a big state, California. You know,
Yep.
it's not even that. It's closer to It's not even that close to San Francisco. So I guess I guess I'll just go there and I don't know. I bet you know what? I bet they have some fancy, fun things to do by Pebble Beach golf links. There's some parks. I can go to Point
golf
Lobo
courses.
State Natural Reserve, the Carmel River State Beach,
Man, I would like to go to
Poppy Hills.
Pebble
Oh,
Beach.
there's another golf course near there. How would you like to be the golf course next to Pebble Beach, and you're called Poppy Hills Golf Course? That's like the one you go and you can't get in.
It's probably you probably have to be like a member of Pebble Beach to play it, right? I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe to just play. I would imagine
Yeah, 'cause
that or rich.
Otherwise, it's going to be so booked. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this little kind of out inland or whatever you would call this thing is just actually littered with golf courses. This is just some kind of giant golf mecca. It turns out in this little part of California. Makes sense.
Yeah, I wonder if Pebble Beach sort of is the anchor there in that draw. Everyone's and here's a bunch of other ones.
Stinky says, in response to the barbecue joke, I encourage Mitch to read longestjokeintheworld.com. The ends are justified. Is this like that Smash Brothers fanfic that's the largest piece of fiction ever created? Oh, man, this thing is long.
Okay. What's the URL?
Not reading
Longest
it.
joke in the world.
Longestjokeintheworld.com.
Okay, tell it.
No, it's really long.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that stopped you before.
No, this is
I bet it's not as funny as mine, to be honest.
No, probably not.
That's true.
Slane says there was a new Alarmo update today. They just made the Animal Crossing theme more readable. Personally, I still use the Alarmo. Having to physically get out of bed before the alarm shuts off really helps me get out of bed on time. Do you guys still use the Alarmo? Do you always stick to the same theme, switch it up? What's your favorite theme? Yeah, I'm the same. I use it a lot. Actually, getting out of bed does help me. If I'm just in bed and pushing something on my phone while I'm laying in bed, that's just not going to be as effective. I was using the one Mario Kart 8 theme, the cloud top track, the one that uses that kind of Mario Galaxy song. But I switched over to a shuffle of all of the Kirby Forgotten Land themes now that that's out, and they're fantastic.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I still use it. I mostly am enjoying the fact that I think it does a decent job of tracking. It's the whatever, I can't remember what it uses, the millimeter wave tech that can definitely see through your clothes, because that's what they use the airport to see through your clothes. That's pretty decent at tracking you in bed. So I always like getting that information. But yeah, it's a good alarm as well.
The alarm sees you naked every morning.
Yes.
Fucked up.
That's fine. You think that's gonna stop? You think that's gonna bother me
I already send my nudes to Miyamoto. He can just have them if he wants.
and me? Next up is from Jimmy H1224. I think we're about due another NSO drop. You were right, Jamie. What game is top of your current wish list for each of the currently available platforms? Okay. I like this. Jeff, is there an NES game that you still are hoping for?
Is Base Wars on NSO? Let me see here.
I don't think Base Wars is on NSO. No.
I would like Base Wars, the cyborg baseball video game. That's a good one.
We still need Star Tropics.
Really? They didn't put Star Tropics?
Star Tropics 2, excuse me. Star Tropics 2. Tropics 1 is on there. 2 is not. How about the Super Nintendo, which we got Game and Wario recent, or Mario versus Wario, Mario and Wario. That's it. Mario and Wario very recently. So that was a pretty neat one there. We have Mario Paint. Now, how many first party Super Nintendo ones do we not have yet? Because it seems like they've been pretty good there.
I'm like struggling to think of anything.
We have Dreamland 3. Like there's some third party stuff. Like there's licensed stuff that I just know we won't get. Like if it was NES, I'd love to get DuckTales. That's not happening. I still think that they should put Mega Man X, even though there's a collection. Just first Mega Man X should be on NSO. So
just give me a third party game, licensed one, so it won't happen. Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Bust Loose.
Oh, I'm a big Buster's Bust Loose guy. I could freaking play that thing.
There you go. That's a good one, Dapo Jerry.
They pulled that game back in the day because of a lawsuit with Pixar. So
that's right. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Yep.
Probably not going to happen. Sega Genesis. I don't think they have Phantasy Star 2 on there, actually. They have 4, but I've been wanting to play Phantasy Star 2. So if they were able to put it on there, that's how I would go about doing that one. I think they don't have Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on there. Like, I know you sell that in a package, but you have Sonic 2 on there. You should have Sonic 1 on there.
What's that bad Mortal Kombat ripoff that was on the Genesis?
Eternal Champions?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, give me Eternal Champions.
Eternal Champions not on there?
Maybe it is on there. It probably could be.
I think it's not. Yeah, I just looked. I don't think it's on there. Yeah. Game Boy and Game Boy Color.
Okay. Warlock. For Game Boy Color. Honestly, that might be on there. That was the real-time strategy game that was clearly just kind of a Game Boy ripoff of Warcraft, and it was awesome.
Mole Mania says Dirk Dick. Would that be good? Oh, you give me like for who the frog for whom the bell tolls or whatever.
Yeah.
Translate that. Give me that thing.
That'd be awesome.
I'll take that.
Warlocked. Not Warlock. Warlocked. God, I played the shit out of that game. It was so good.
Game Boy Advance. Gosh, there's got to be a ton of Game Boy Advance ones.
Yeah, the Astro Boy game. That's a treasure side-scrolling action shooter, and it rules.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, because that was one they thought that they were even testing out for a while there. Got Japan Has Mother 3, and just seeing that hurt so much because obviously we're not getting that. But I sure would like to have it. Gosh, they filled out the Game Boy Advance one pretty well here. There's not a ton of third-party stuff. I would like for them to get there was Crash Bandicoot and Spyro GBA games, right? Things like that. Or even there's a Banjo-Kazooie GBA game. I don't think it's supposed to be terrible, right? Yeah. Drill Dozer's not on there yet. Drill Dozer
would be awesome. Oh, God, I love Drill Dozer.
Nintendo 64 is Donkey Kong 64. I think at this point.
Yeah, I would take like Beetle Adventure Racing. They could strip out the Beatles. That actually wasn't all that important to that game. Just really good tracks. I would love EA to kind of come through with that, but not going to happen.
And then GameCube, we did just get, we just mentioned Path of Radiance, Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, and Sunshine are coming. They just don't have release dates. Smash Bros. Melee is the big one for me. You got to give me Melee.
Yeah. Ultimate Muscle, that wrestling game I played on when I was first starting a Giant Bomb. We played some of that on there. Ultimate Muscle versus New Generation. Make that happen.
And then for Virtual Boy, you got to give me Waterworld.
Oh, yeah. I'm 100% with you. Waterworld. Actually, tell a Roboxer, please.
Alrighty. Oh, Prophecy Tactics Advance. I bet that's actually your answer for Game Boy Advance. And I think
that would rule. I mean, they could just sell that to me. I'll pay $40 for that. I don't give a shit.
All right then. Next up here is from Michael Riley. Says, "What's the next genre that indie developers flood? A few years ago, it was Metroidvania, and then now roguelike. What's next?" Boy, I think it might still be roguelike for a while.
Yeah, they're finding new ways to do roguelikes, right? Because now we're on to like, make them like Balatro, and we're getting a ton of those. And I bet there's going to be like 10 more of those, and 5 of those will be awesome and huge again. So yeah, we're probably still in the middle of that.
I mean, it seems like there's, the people have been trying with 3D platforms. It seems like that might become more of a thing here soon. The floodgates might open. And then once you get there, there's going to be a point where indie developers are going to just be able to make their own Souls-like more often. They already do. We got things like another Crab's Treasure or whatever.
Yeah, but they're going to have to
Maybe
continue competing with the big publishers doing that. And I think there will be a space for like character action games, the stylish action games. I think we'll get more indie developers working on those.
Yeah, but there's a reason why indie developers have succeeded in things like farm sims and Metroidvanias, because you don't necessarily have to super compete with the big boys. Yeah, there's going to be a Metroid game every 5 years, but it's like one of those every 5 years. Right. And like, it's not necessarily going to be that much more technically impressive than what you can do. In fact, your indie game, Hollow Knight, can be more popular than Nintendo's Metroidvanias.
Yep.
So
several times over.
Just like how your farming game, Stardew Valley, could be more popular than Harvest Moon.
Friend Slap will continue to be massive as well.
Yeah.
Like anything with Prox Chat. Honestly, that's going to go the other direction. Prox Chat's going to start showing up in AAA games here next year.
And it's so hard to be like, to have foreseen Friend Slop, right? That genre. Yeah. It's going to be another thing like that where like, I didn't even think this could be a thing. And here we are.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Fortnite has a whole mode that is Prox Chat now,
of course.
That you can like make teams you drop in the island and it's like a regular match, but you have to use Prox Chat to make your team. Like
that's awesome.
And you have to form an alliance.
We did that in PUBG when I had the private server.
Family dinner, baby.
Family dinners, yeah, we would do it because that had Prox Chat the whole time, and so we did them over. It's like, okay, we're all gonna jump in there. You could try to convince people to join your team, and I would like shoot at them first, and then be very apologetic, and then they would toy with me and kill me.
Remember that you could expectate people and you could talk to them.
Yeah,
you were like a fucking ghost running around and annoying people all the time.
Yeah, that rules. What a good time.
Matt says, outside of 8-Bit Do, what is your favorite non-proprietary controller? Mine is the GameSir G7 Pro. I'm a bit of a normie, Jeff. I have a Xbox, the Starfield controller that I use for all my PC gaming.
Oh, it's great. It's
right here. And I had an 8-Bit Do and I do like that, but otherwise I haven't gone too far outside of that field.
The GameSir is good. I've used it a little bit. I did get one, the G7, and I've used it a little bit, and I think it's really solid. Nixie or Nixie, I'm gonna say it's Nixie, NYXI. Their stuff's pretty solid. They made the GameCube controller that is a Switch controller. And it's like I got that and I was like so excited, and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird to play a regular game with the GameCube layout, so I need to kind of just stick to GameCube games with this. But they make other controllers that are very good as well.
And Charwolf says, "What up, dogs? It's official. I've become something I didn't think I'd ever be, a movie guy. I'm sorry, Mike, but after getting into them this year, I realized how much a good movie can hit you. Jeff, since you watched them, do you have any recommendations? My favorites so far are Heat, Goodfellas, Zodiac, Kill Bill, and 7. To keep this question focused, Al Pacino as Waluigi. Thoughts?"
Yes?
Wait, is the implication of this question that you just started watching movies at all? Like, I mean, I'm not complaining. I think that's fucking awesome, but you sound crazy, and I love it. I love it. You sound crazy.
Look, even I have a list of favorite movies. I can pass myself off as a movie guy. In fact, out of those movies you listed as your favorites, I have seen 3 of them. Not bad. I haven't seen Heat or Zodiac.
Look,
those are bangers.
Those are both bangers. Heat's a must-watch. Zodiac's a really good one.
Heat is. Oh my god, it's so.
He might not like Heat. Okay.
Yeah.
I am in the mood for 90s movies right now, and I watched Contact recently again, and that's very 90s. These are movies that aren't necessarily perfect, but definitely like encapsulate the decade. what's the Zorro movie? I think it's Mask of Zorro.
The Mask of Zorro. That or
Yes.
the sequel's The Mark of Zorro,
Yes.
I believe.
Right.
Or The Legend of Zorro or something.
Right.
Legend
Actually,
of
the Mark of Zorro might have been like the original
That's
one.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Mark of Zorro is the original.
Yes.
Then they did Mask of Zorro to sort of do homage to the original, and then the Legend of Zorro, which is not as good. I don't think I've seen that in a while.
No, it's not as good, but gosh,
No.
yeah, Mask of Zorro rules.
Mask of Zorro is the best '90s action movie in terms of like that, like big budget, and it's like all style, no substance. And it's like, oh, but there actually is some substance in there, and then it's got the best villain death. Go watch that. Although it sounds like you're kind of like doing the I'm really watching like movies. Watch the rest of Michael Mann's movies. Collateral, actually, that's the next one you should watch. Go watch Collateral. That's a really, really good one.
Yeah, I mean,
Get a Letterboxd account and like share it with us. And
Yeah.
We'll put some links.
Yeah, ping us in the Discord with your letterbox name, and we'll all follow each other. I'll throw mine in there as well.
I warn you all right now, if I become a movie guy, it's going to be such an obnoxious old movie guy.
No one's asking that of you. We all
Yeah.
know.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
But I was saying, like, it'll be like, I don't know if I want to watch anything before, like, the 70s. That might be the movie guy I become.
Okay, that's
Be real
even more
obnoxious.
obnoxious than I
Now that
was
you
thinking.
Said that,
Yeah.
now that you said that, I might like that Mikey more than the crazy Disney guy we're having to deal.
No, I
They come in
can't.
and
I
talk
can't.
about
I
the
can't deal with
Maltese
the.
Falcon a lot
I can't deal with the movie. Wait, are you saying after the '70s or before the '70s?
before.
So you wouldn't watch
Before.
anything. You would only watch movies from before the '70s.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's. I thought you were saying you wouldn't watch old movies. Okay.
No. I'll become an old movie guy. That's
Oh,
all.
I would like that a lot, actually. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get really into. What's an old actor?
Toshiro Mifune.
I'm gonna get real into
the Seventh Samurai guy.
Samurai.
Yeah.
the freaking like John Wayne's first will come in my head. I'm like, I'm not gonna say him.
No, that was like Toshiro Mifune is like Japanese John Wayne basically. So yeah.
Gonna watch only 12 Angry Men and repeat all the day.
Oh, 12 Angry Men. Yeah, I
Oh.
could do that. 12 Angry Men rules.
Getting to Spencer Tracy.
yeah?
Go watch Inherit the Wind. Yeah, that's some good shit.
Oh, yeah. Is he in the Waterfront or is that someone else?
The Waterfront's Marlon Brando, right?
That's Marlon Brando.
Right.
That's who it is.
Yep.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, "Hi Jeff, thinking about burn-ins and CGs every day." I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say that phrase in this podcast. I was gonna say it.
You guys are
Grubb,
giving it too much power. You just gotta
Yeah.
say it and move on.
Mike,
You don't have to
it's
say
like a coin slot in an arcade machine, Minotti.
Oh.
So
I
for
don't
the
want to
2
say
a.m.
that word, but let's talk about my hole.
For the 2 a.m. Nightmare Shuffler, what games would you ideally want in there? Something bad/funny like Rogue Warrior, something jarring like Cruelty Squad, something to make Dan mad like Kingdom Hearts, or more French Canadian Jan games. So the game I offered to Jeff as my one contribution is Sewer Shark for the Sega CD. So I think that's the vibe. Weird assault on your senses games.
Yes, and it's gonna have to be for certain consoles that work in the in BizHawk. And PlayStation kind of takes a while to start up, so let's not go too crazy on PlayStation games. Although if you pay the money and you want a game, it's probably going to end up there. I will have to assert some editorial control because I don't want something that's going to like stop things dead. Like don't do a point and click adventure just because you think it would annoy Dan. There's no guarantee.
Don't do Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I want something like Llama Soft. Think Jeff Mentor. Think something that's just going to be so insane if like you are doing one thing. And then suddenly it switches to that Tempest 2000, and you're like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" That's the vibe we're going for.
Yeah, the Dippy games. What's that fucking egg's name?
Oh, is it not? Is it Dizzy?
Dizzy. I think it's Dizzy.
That
not
fucking
Dippy.
egg.
Yeah.
God.
If that guy jump scared me at 2:20 a.m., I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, I'd be like, "We got to shoot the TV. Like this is bad."
All right, get him out of here.
Fucking Dizzy.
Big Tony said they made like 40 of those games or something.
That's all they had in those communist European countries. That Dizzy, that fucking piece of shit.
Big Tony says, "Can Grubb stream in the mornings again?" That was one of my favorite things about Golf Week and Baby Steps. Penis.
Yes, that is not something that I'm gonna abandon. Although it's just been a little bit busy, and then with Jan out this week, every time we do a stream, it creates more work for other people. So I was kind of being a little bit mindful of that this week.
Yeah, that's actually a big part of it. It's like Yeah, like, Jeff, I could be like, yeah, we can stream whenever, but then somebody has to make sure that stream is looking good on YouTube, which usually means going in and editing out blank space in the beginning, manually
Putting stuff on
upload
the
it to
website.
the new
Two
site,
sites,
and make
yes.
sure it's 2 sites right now, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it can. And we have a lot of
I
others.
don't know anybody that could do that show.
Listen, it's not about that not knowing people. It's about inserting people into Jan's workflow, which he just has a way of doing things. So we don't like upsetting it. That's all.
Willow Davis says, "Hey dogs, I'm seeing the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is getting some rough critic reviews, which really kind of makes me more interested in it.
Yeah, same.
Hoping it might be campy and cliche in a fun way. What's the most recent game that tanked in reviews, but you really liked? Did the reviews actually come out for this? Yeah,
It
look at
did.
that.
It's in the
64.
60s.
I think this is about what we were predicting for this one too, or at least you did. I think you went 60s. You knew.
Yeah, it's like I definitely had a hunch about this one where it's like it's gonna have such an uphill battle to get into a decent zone. I thought Jess's review over at GameSpot did suggest that there's like something here, even if a lot of the stuff is bad. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna satisfy people who have been holding a torch for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines all these years. Except for maybe there's gonna be like that 10% who's like that's their entire personality. Maybe they're gonna find something there, and if that's the case, I don't know. I'm glad the game got made.
I'm trying.
It's hard.
I'm trying to think
right?
about the other part. Like,
Yeah.
am I a normie who just likes games that other people like?
I mean, it's just games are like such an amalgamation of so many different things. It's like, I like sitting in a comfortable chair that would get 5 stars because it's like, well, we just need to make a chair in a certain way because human bodies work in a certain way, and games can be similar in a lot of the time. So it's hard to break out of that. Although, hey, Trespasser, give me that. I'll play Trespasser again right this fucking second.
I mean, like Civilization 7 is a game that a lot of people act like is an insult, and I actually like it a lot. So I'll say Civilization 7. Somebody else says, "My brisket and queso boys. What is next from Retro Studios? And please tell me what I want to hear, which is Metroid 6." I don't think Retro. I mean, do you think Retro just makes the next 2D game?
I don't think they do, but I wouldn't hate that shit. I mean,
they
they made
could.
awesome 2D games. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's stuff going on Mercury Stream. We hear not great things about them, but that's not going to necessarily stop them from making the next Metroid or anything.
Yeah, they're probably in the process of making it right now. I am assuming. I don't know, but I'm assuming.
I mean, it's not a 0% chance that they just tell them to go make Metroid Prime.
Yeah, but it's probably not cost effective, right? I mean, I guess I don't know the other Metroid. I bet they're expecting more of Metroid Prime 4, but yeah, I don't know. I would love to see it. I would assume that the next thing after this for Retro probably is another Metroid Prime because they spent so long on it. They're like, take all those assets and make another one quickly so we could sell another game in like 3 years from now or something like that. It'll probably end up being like 4 or 5. But yeah,
it'd be nice. It'd be nice, like they know sci-fi and they've worked on Mario Kart before. It'd be nice to see if they could make an F-Zero, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. God, Did You Know Gaming seems to have like some old retro people who talked about all the canceled projects or all the projects that were proposed and didn't get off the ground. And they had a lot of interesting things that they were going to make or wanted to make. It's like, I hope they get a chance to maybe make one of those finally happen.
Was it them that was maybe going to make a Zelda Tactics game or something?
So, yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so especially, as I'd love them to do Metroid, I'd like to see them get to play with another Nintendo franchise. They've done well by Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
And there's no way they're doing anything with Donkey Kong. I think Donkey Kong is in a new direction, and it's great, and I want to see that fully explored more. But yeah, there's plenty of things Retro can do.
Real quick, Mike, before this, and just because you brought it up again, the thing I see most frequently about Donkey Kong Bonanza from people is they think it's forgettable. And I don't necessarily know if I super disagree. For me, it was just like this mind off. It was like an id game. I could just go in there and destroy and kind of go with the flow. And I was always making progress because the flow of the game was very powerful, pushing you forward. And then I thought it had an incredible ending that I will never forget. So I don't know. What do you think people mean when they say that?
I don't know. I think a little bit is just a little bit of like that game is in the place where like, yeah, that's the game that you played 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, it's not the game you're thinking about constantly right now. And I guess that weird.
Maybe like the direct comparison to Mario Odyssey is probably not helping it a ton.
I don't know. I agree, Sean. I think people are kind of being a bit of fuddy duddy. I think that game was amazing.
I agree.
I think its legacy is going to be completely fine. Again, in this immediate moment right now, I do think that honestly, the biggest thing's hurting it is that after credits, I think a lot of people wanted to do the post game stuff and wanted it to be as good as Odyssey's post game.
Yeah,
and it's not. And I think the DLC is a little weird and has people feeling maybe a little weird about it. I don't know. I think the game's still incredible. I think it's going to be regarded very well. So, we're not going to really know its legacy for a couple of years, but I'm not really that worried about it.
I mean, in a couple years, there's a chance that I'll be like, oh man, I've not thought about Donkey Kong Bonanza in a long time. And I'll go back and play and be like, oh yeah, this rules. That's my expectation.
And yeah, that's a good point too. Like, Greg, a lot of stuff has come out since then, right? I think there's just a little bit of whiplash because if you're keeping up with all the big game releases,
it's insane.
And since that game came out, it's been like Hollow Knight, Hades 2, Borderlands 4. Now there's Ninja Gaiden and a bunch of other things. It has just been an incredibly busy time.
Yep.
The Battlefield 6, so on and so forth. Okay, last one here. Beef Hammer, hey boys. There has been an upsetting uptick in Rosalina slander online recently because she is, quote, not optimal for speed in Mario Kart World. What are we supposed to do about this? Just sit back and let more lies spread.
Yeah, I don't know. Start a campaign. Maybe we can protest. I think we can go out and protest.
Just because they made it so that she's no longer like one of the quote unquote heavy characters in Mario Kart anymore. Like she's not a giant. She's the same size as the other princesses.
They got rid of Giantess Rosalina? What's the point of living?
They got rid of the Giantess fetish. That's right. And I think the heavy characters technically had like the highest top speed or best acceleration or something.
Yeah. No, never best acceleration. Highest top speed.
Top speed. That's highest top speed. Maybe that's part of the issue there. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with the discourse behind Mario Kart these days.
Yeah, I'm always curious. Like I'll always check in on it, like before we do a Mario Kart race on stream or something. Be like, I wonder what the optimal build is, and it'll be like huge developments in Mario Kart, the latest update. I'm like, okay, never mind. Actually, these people are way too serious about this.
All right, that's it for the mailbag. Let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll talk a bit about Pokemon Legends EA, anything else you've been playing.
All right. Here we are.
All right. I'm good.
Okay, me too. Fading to black.
All right.
Back in 5, 4, 3.
I just saw Plufim on Blue Sky just posted a sketch of Grubbish, which is you as Trubbish, and you're daydreaming about a Zubat in Rouge the Bat's clothes for Sonic Adventure 2. This is a very good sketch. I'm enjoying this quite a lot. So thank you for that.
Look at that.
Very funny.
Perfect. Yeah. No notes. This is fantastic.
Jeff, I played a lot of Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm like 10 hours in, pretty deep in there. I am enjoying it quite a lot, more than I was expecting. I think it is just enough of a little bit of a shake-up in terms of, the new, more real-time battle system. I like the game just taking place in one city instead of a whole region. You think that'd be a downgrade from the big open plains of the last Legends or Scarlet and Violet, but like, this is a nice change of pace. It's the kind of wild zones or whatever where the Pokemon live. It's like a little bit of bummer because they're not that big and there's not that many Pokemon to catch.
Yeah.
Like in general, like I guess I kind of have to make do with what I got here. There's something fun about that too. You can still make a good team, and I have a team of Pokemon that I am happy with. Even like the story, it's nothing great, and sometimes it's a little bit too much. I don't think it's near as bad as the series can be. And there's still plenty of likable characters actually in it, so it's not something that is a total drag to me.
So will I ever enter a zone where I see a giant Rapidash?
They have alpha Pokemon. Are you very specifically saying, like, is there a Rapidash in this game?
No, so in the plains of
Jeff. Yes, you will.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm fine. Like, I think, because I just thought that was a really cool thing in the first one, where it's like you kind of go out there and you're seeing all these Pokemon, and then you kind of look off the horizon on the left, and you're like, well, that's a giant Pokemon, and it's like a giant version of all these other ones, and that's just compelling. I want to go see what's going on over there.
Yeah.
it's contextualized too, because hey, there's a giant, let's say Rapidash. There's a giant Rapidash roaming around the city. That seems fucking bad. Maybe we should do
that's
something
fine.
about that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, then I'm all good because I liked the I like seeing it kind of on the horizon, but I don't get the sense that these areas are ever going to be big and open. It is going to be self-contained like parts of the streets. That is not a huge loss for me as long as there's interesting stuff happening in these areas. And it's like, I guess not having a ton of Pokemon in any of those roped off areas isn't so bad because it's like, all right, at least I know what to get here and I can like get to the end of capturing all these things relatively quickly. I guess that's the big thing about this game. It's got a good pace to it so far, other than the text kind of, the talking being a little bit much, even for an RPG. I think they just a little much. It's not crazy, and it's better than a lot of other Pokemon games, but it's still just a bit much. Other than that, really good pacing.
Especially as they kind of flirt with this gameplay loop of like, okay, during the day you capture Pokemon, you do missions, and that night you have to battle so many trainers in these battle zones that pop up, and then if you battle so many of them, you can fight like the match trainer, and then if you beat him, you go up a rank. And like, there's a good amount of that there. It's not the entire game, and it kind of is sometimes de-emphasized. I'm like, this could have just been the entire game, and it could have been even less story, and it could have been almost more freeform like that, and maybe there could have been something there. Maybe that would be too much of a departure, though, for the kind of the hardcore Pokemon fans. I don't know.
Yeah, as it is, it's like I do think they do a good job of sort of bouncing back and forth between the various styles. And yeah, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would, and I was expecting to like this game. So a win for Pokemon. Like, definitely this is where they need to be, I think, with some of these releases. Where it's like now the next mainline Pokemon game is certainly going to have a lot to like figure out and like to please that audience and to introduce it to new kids and things like that. But for sure, they have a Pokemon series that I like. And I think like this is going to be one where it's like they got Jan back on board with this one. So it's like if they can't like change up the core series too much because of tradition, which I understand to a certain extent, it's like, well, that's fine. There is a Pokemon game for me. So it's like, oh, this is working.
Right. And to be fair, like there was quite some change-ups in Scarlet and Violet. The problem was just that the game was bad.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So, that's the bigger issue.
Right. So, there's more to it than that. The one thing I'm missing from the last Legend so far is all of the rideable Pokemon. Like here's the ones for land. Eventually you can just fly. Here you are just kind of running around. Like very like lazily at one point, somebody's like, hey, push A in your midair and you kind of do a flutter jump. And it's like for no reason, like, yo, you didn't know you could push this button on your phone to do a flutter jump? Like, what are you talking about? It's like the one movement ability I've gotten in this game. Whereas like part of me is like, oh, I wish I was doing like city parkour. Like this should be wall running or something here. For a game where you're running around a city a lot, they don't make that process super interesting. Sometimes you're exploring rooftops and that's fun.
Yeah.
They have these girders everywhere that are presented as platforming challenges, but all the platforming you can really do is fall or roll off of ledges. And again, with this phone thing, kind of do this really weird flutter jump hover thing. So like that stuff doesn't maybe feel as good as it should have. So
no.
Yeah, if there's just one more traversal platforming kind of mechanic, I think it would have made just the running around feel better.
Yeah, and I think they shouldn't be afraid of like what that's going to do, because it's like this is a game about exploring. Like you want to make that a little bit more dynamic. I think that'd be fine. But in the end, it's a game about collecting cute critters, and they're cute, and I think they move and look really good. It's not like the combat is it doesn't look like a character action game for sure, but I'm never like they leave gaps for your imagination to fill in some of the things that happen in the fights, but it's not requiring your imagination for everything the way they've done in some Pokemon games in the past. It's like, oh no, this just looks like a modern video game that like holds back, because it would just be kind of pointless to do every single last frame of animation of this thing. And then the characters just look fantastic because they're Pokemon, and the art is always on point. At least for the starter level evolutions. Like I've said before, I don't love a lot of the final evolutions for some of these critters, but that's fine.
Okay then. Are you playing anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see. I can't talk about that. I can't. I'm like still playing quite a bit of Tactics, although I've had to put it aside for a handful of other games that I'm playing. But I definitely got in a good flow with that. Kind of asked around about, hey, should I be underleveled? I think I might mention that somewhere else before. And that also unlocked some things, and I was making some progress on some of the jobs. I was like maybe debating about like I probably should look up some of the jobs I really want to get and some of the prerequisites so I don't waste some of this early time, because my time for this game is going to be limited. At a certain point, this is another re-release of a game that a lot of people have already played, and so the time I'm spending on it for like Game of the Year might not pay that much in terms of dividends for having interesting things to say during those conversations. But I'm really enjoying it. So let me see if I can find some balance there of really min-maxing some of these things early on in the game. I've not done that yet, but I think that's my plan. The next time I get like an hour to play that game is I'll come up with a strategy for some of the jobs I want to get and start putting some characters in that direction. I did like that I kind of beat a chapter and they immediately gave me some new characters for my army that were leveled up. It's like, okay, so even if I'm not leveling up every single one of these characters in my army, I'm going to be able to replace the ones that I've sort of left behind at level 1. Now these guys are level 8 or whatever. That was handy. So it's like, okay, I see the flow here. I see the pace and how it's all working, and I'm really on board with it now.
Yeah, I still really want to play that after I beat Pokemon. Although the worry for me right now is that I also really want to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HE2D, and that's like a bit more than a week away. That's coming out on October 30th.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Oh, you can play that on the flight home.
There you go. Yeah, I'll do that. All right, Jeff. Do we have any more super chats?
Yeah, I think we got a few more. Let me go ahead and bring them back up here, though. I think my website's gonna crash. I probably should just let that happen.
Hell yeah.
But no, we're good. All right, let's see here. I think we did this one from John. Yeah. So okay, here we are. Chris Quinton says cat anime is kid friendly. First episode is up on YouTube. Okay, I'll give it a look. See. And
is it because Christian says cats were eating kids?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna go
kids,
look myself,
person.
and I will determine
look yourself.
it. Yes, and
You will see that I'm right.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we'll discover it and we'll see. John Bogovich says, "Hold on, I might be just discovering this is a very regional Metro Detroit / Oakland County thing. Basically, it's whipped cream cheese plus garlic. This is the garlic cheese dip."
We do not. I've never really seen that. No.
Yeah, and when I was living in that area, we were almost exclusively doing Little Caesars, and I don't know if they had that there at that time. But yeah, I was in the Metro Detroit area, and I don't remember. But I was like not ordering the pizza, so maybe I didn't see it on the menu. Antonio Morales says, for Turbo Sean, I'm playing Gen 3 Pokemon for the first time. Which early Pokemon should I take time to train up, and which should stay for late game?
Interesting. I assume by Gen 3 that they mean Ruby and Sapphire, and not like the remakes or anything like that.
Probably.
If you're looking for one to train up just because you want to like steamroll everything and just see what the game has to offer, kind of go easy mode. I mean, if you haven't already started, go with Mudkip, because Swampert, the final evolved form, is just overpowered as hell. But otherwise, like you were talking about like training stuff up like together, just rotate between like all your different team members and like get a diverse team of different types. You know, get like your water type, your fire type, your grass type, and then like switch between training them all up. So you have a team that's all around the same level. So if you do run into something that would take out your main Pokemon, you have something to counter it, waiting ready to go. And also by doing that, by making your team a little more leveled out, that makes the game a little bit more challenging too, because you might hit a trainer who's like a pretty high level and you're not expecting that, and that's a fun little challenge as well.
Excellent. All right, let's see here from Shaggy Crow. You should have Mike record 5 to 10 versions of the brisket joke to play on random in a punishment room for the Bombathon.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I wonder if I would hate it too. I wonder if I would hate going into a room listening to myself tell that joke.
He does that and Mike gets sent in every single time.
It's my punishment. You're just all trying to punish me. I know where it's going.
Dubious Foods.
His own petard.
Yes. Finally, someone will hoist Mike upon his own petard. Dubious Foods says, proposition: a black mug with the brisket joke written out in white lettering that goes around the entirety of the mug.
Yeah, you look, you
Kind of
you,
like in a
you,
spiral.
you dopes. I can make aprons. I can make kitchen aprons. I'm not gonna put that shit on a mug. It makes no sense. You don't use mugs and barbecue. You stupid pieces of shit.
Dubious food. Yeah, I get it. You were trying to play to his like him being proud of that joke. That was a good idea, but I don't think we're gonna get through to him with the mugs. Colin Wood says couldn't help it. Drew Grubbish tagged on Blue Sky. Thank you,
Oh,
Colin.
that's you.
I
It
love
was
it.
incredible.
I've
love it.
re-skeeted it. El Grug says Mike still hasn't watched Love Boat though. Shaking my head.
Oh my god, that's right, the Love
Remember
Boat thing.
Fuck, that was like 2022 shit.
Yeah, I gotta do that before I see the only the latest movie of Downton Abbey, and then watch the rest of the franchise backwards.
Let's see here. Hex Prof says Rocket Knight Adventures would be perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh,
NSO.
right. The problem is, like, they released a collection. They want you to probably buy that. That collection was expensive for, it has good games in it, but it's pretty bare bones. But yeah, they should just put Rocket Knight Adventures on NSO for sure.
Did you get you got the physical version of that, right? Rocket Knight Adventures
Yes,
collection.
yeah, I pre-ordered that thing from Limited Run or whatever. Like when they announced it. It's like they always like to come out a year later. So it's like when it gets, I'm like, oh right, this thing I spent too much money on.
El Greg says, do indie PC games work with the Switcher? They do not. No. So it's just going to be kind of classic games, old games, basically Saturn, N64 or before for sure. But you could get like weird with it. Like I don't think Game.com works, but there are some other like I think Engage might work. So if you want to just go look at BizHawk and look at their supported platforms. And you can really get in there and suggest some things. And there we went. YouTube crashed on me. Fantastic. Okay, viewer activity. I'm scrolling back down. Here we are. Dean8149 says, I wish these side games would include abilities. To me, they really help one water type stand out from another gameplay-wise. Yeah, I'm not playing enough Pokemon to know exactly how that would affect things.
Oh, sure. Although it is interesting how HMs actually aren't in this game and actually aren't needed. That's kind of wild as somebody who's played Pokemon games my entire life.
Was that?
I don't know if I hate it, honestly.
Was that not a thing in Legends Arceus?
I'm trying to think. Maybe they weren't. Maybe I can't remember if HMs, because you didn't need fly because you just flew on a Pokemon.
Right.
In that game.
HMs
So
specifically have not been a thing for like a decade.
Oh.
They got rid of that
Wow.
a long time ago.
really?
Yeah,
They've
replaced it with other things like Ride Pokemon and Sun and Moon and stuff like that. And yeah, now the way that Legends EA does it, it's basically the HM system. They're just TMs now, so you're not locked into the move.
Right,
And
it's like more than one move can break this rock or yeah.
Yeah, or like, you just need a fire move to burn down these branches. You don't need a specific move.
Sun and Moon got rid of HMs? I forgot. I definitely played that and Sword and Shield. I just forgot HMs have been gone for a while.
And to explain to Jeff, abilities are exactly what they sound like. They are like mostly passive abilities that Pokemon has. Every Pokemon has them in the mainline games. So it's like, let's take Voltorb, or no, Magnemite, because I think Magnemite actually has it. Magnemite, it's an electric type. It is weak to ground moves, but Magnemite has the ability Levitate because, it's a little floating magnet, dude. So it avoids all ground moves, which is really good because an electric type that avoids ground moves, that it's not weak to ground type moves anymore.
Interesting.
That's what abilities do.
I guess I didn't even just realize. So now, well, yeah, abilities. Those aren't in this game. That's interesting.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to implement when because everything that happens in a match in Legends EA is like a ticker constantly going by in the upper right-hand corner.
I guess the trade-off is that the moves themselves can have a lot more properties than just sort of damage values or stat changes or there's trap moves and more interesting things like that. Also, other Pokemon games must have done this before, but boy, as somebody who remembers the old way of having to swap out moves, it sure is nice that all moves are just now in a list that you can swap in and out at any time if your Pokemon learn them. You don't have to find some guy or go get a new TM. Some of the quality of life stuff is super nice. Some of it, sometimes I wonder if it's too much. I don't know actually and so I'm curious. Do you like that when you knock out a wild Pokemon, now they're just days and you can catch them? Do you think it takes away a little bit of the getting their health as low as you can to improve your chances of catching them?
That's my problem with the Legends games in general, like as a personal problem. I just, like I said, it's the same problem I have with Pokemon Go. I don't like how Pokemon become like a resource where they want you to catch as many as possible in order to like basically check off a list. I do like how in the mainline games, they do challenge you to like, okay, you want to catch a Pokemon, you have to stop, you have to like do a battle, you have to like, put damage on the board without knocking them out. There's that risk reward in using all of your different moves. You have to think about it a little bit more. And then once you catch them is sort of the virtual pet thing of like, cool, I have a new partner on my team, a new little guy to hang out with and like walk around with and stuff.
I see that.
I do prefer the way the mainline games do that. But in terms of like the dazed thing in general, I think it's a cool middle ground for the Legends games. I actually think it's a good change over Arceus.
That's the problem. Like Legends made catching Pokemon like actually like throwing a Pokeball kind of too fun. They're like, we got to give people a reason to do that more often.
It feels good mechanically. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, but I agree with everything you said. Where it's like, I don't necessarily love the idea of catching 15 of these guys. I kind of want to have mine, and that's it. All right, we got a handful more here from Chris Quinton. I spend more money just to say in the 12 episodes, or just to say in the 12 episodes out of the cat anime, there is no violence or blood. Super cute and something I've shown to my 4-year-old. Chris, I'm going to go in there and like I'm going to discover for myself and I'll report back.
Differently. Wait, if I keep antagonizing, maybe he keeps giving us money.
That's true.
There you go.
That'll work.
Okay. I don't think so. I think otherwise.
I think there's like I've told before. My kids really liked that. There was a short on YouTube where it was the opening of Bluey, but it was Brian from Family Guy, and he would like be like, "Oh, it's when they sing Mom, Dad," they would just sing Brian each time. But then when they got to the end, Brian got hit by a car, and they just laughed. They thought it was so funny that this dog got hit by a car and was basically dying in the street. So they have a dark sense of humor, and I wonder if that would prepare them for this.
For sure.
Let's see here. X-Prof says, what the fuck is Mega Man Star Force? New collection coming.
It was the kind of Nintendo DS sequel series to Battle Network. So they're similar to that, but not quite as well liked in general. But that's what it is. It's a sequel series to what? But Mega Man X is to Mega Man, Star Force is to Battle Network.
Let's see here. EP Idiot Box says, we're stupid. Do you really think we want an apron or shower curtain with your stupid long barbecue joke on it? Yeah? Well, you have a point. How much?
Yeah, you'll get just the punchline and you'll like it, by the way. And I'll be would you believe $50?
I would believe it. Yeah, they're importing them from Mars. Rick Udig says, did you see that report on how many games aren't recouping their Steam upload fees, which is $100? Are these small devs treating their games like scratch-offs? I mean, yeah, it's a hit-driven business is another way of saying it's the lottery. And it's hard to pick winners. That's another way of saying it's the lottery. If your game takes off, it can make a lot of money. And most are not going to do that. In fact, most are not going to make back $100. This is not, it's not like news because, yeah, we knew this, but it's weird to just see it so starkly written out. Like, oh, yeah, none of these games make their money back. Andrew Stewart said, go Jays, go! Dodgers suck! Yep, definitely rooting for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like some people who think like the Dodgers winning again is going to ruin baseball or something.
I mean,
in
it's
fact,
not good for baseball, but yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that sports thrive during people like dynasties, right?
Yeah,
don't they?
Yes, you're right.
But the problem with baseball is that there's no salary cap,
that you might actually be right. If the Dodgers win, someone on ESPN was writing like there will be a salary cap, and if the Dodgers lose, they'll be like, well, see, any team can go in there and beat the Dodgers. And it's like, so this might be a battle over the salary cap action. We'll see what happens.
And it builds up like because people wants to see them getting beat. So like it builds up that.
The Ric Flair mentality.
I think the dynasties, it really depends. If it's the Dodgers, people mostly are going to like it. Like if the Lakers, when they're a dynasty, really good for basketball. But right now, the Florida Panthers are a dynasty in the NHL, and that's not good for hockey. A fucking Florida hockey team. Get out of here with that nonsense. All right. And then finally, Chris Quinton. Don't tempt me, Christian. I'll send you money all day.
I don't know if you can.
Do it.
I don't know if you can.
Do it, you coward.
I don't think he can. To be
Yeah,
honest.
eventually you run out of money. That's just how money works. All right, Mike.
You know
that's
what?
it.
I'm just looking at pictures of your cat show on Google. It doesn't look very kid friendly to me. Honestly, I don't think I can handle it. These cats are very realistic. Oh my god, these cats look terrifying. Actually, I think you're a lying jerk.
Night of the Living Cat.
A little bit too much, but I respect it.
This
There.
is cute. I
You
like
come
it.
after my boy Christian by trying to give him money and calling him a liar? How dare you?
Oh, thank you.
The ends will justify the means.
Call him a coward for just putting the punchline on there. He's not going to put the whole joke on there, everyone. He's a coward.
I'm the merch master. You get what I deem acceptable and like it. No mugs.
Oh, I think my kids are going to love this. They're going to love this.
No,
Oh,
you
man.
gotta say the other word. He's
I'm
not
watching the
getting it,
trailer.
Mike.
We'll see. So far, it's just been like, oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, no more super chats, Mike.
Well, we can get out of here. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us Nintendogs tonight. We'll probably be watching that Kirby hour-long thing. And some of us will be going back to bed for a bit. And then tomorrow, Blight Club's back.
Yep.
Darkness of Dan's. More action there. And yeah, Bombathon. We're doing that this next week. So,
Monday, everybody.
Could be
Get ready
Tuesday.
for it.
yep, Monday into Tuesday. It's going to be a good time. What else, Grubb? What else are we up to?
I don't know. I want to play RV there yet. It looks like a lot of fun, but hopefully we'll find some time for that. What do we do? Oh, we're going to do Power Wash for UPF because that game will be out by then. So
That's why I hope it's that's another one on my fancy critic, which by the way, I'm now projected to win instead of you.
Yep.
'Cause no one else believed in Jurassic World Evolution 3. No one else remembered that game exists but me. And I saw it, I was like, I bet that'll do pretty good.
did it get reviews?
85, baby. Eat my dino shit.
All right, that's a community on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Community game night on Friday.
Jackbox. So gotta play Jackbox sometime. New Jackbox.
Yeah.
The Cum Gutters.
No.
It's just one cum gutter, Michael.
James, bitch.